Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the FBC Centre. It's been a very long time since I've had the pleasure of being able to talk to you. It's been 570 odd days since we had a live wheelchair basketball stream here. Right now, we're getting warmed up for our first of our triple headers. It's going to be the Thames Valley Kings third team against the Aces second team. I want to thank you for joining us here, wherever you may be in the world. A couple of big matches coming our way this afternoon. In Division 2, we have Kings 2 versus the Cardiff Met Archers. That's going to be about 1 of 30. And finally, we're going to have the Premier League game, the first of a new era. Kings versus the Owls, which is promising to be a huge slumber knocker. We ever saw one. Kings are currently training to my left here. Mixture of some experience and some young team. As always, we have the fantastic cameraman here, Ren, with us this morning. I want to thank him for being here. He's having to put up with my wit and my comments for the next 5.5 hours. I hope he enjoys himself.
Well, at least half of your wit.
As we're warming up, we're a few minutes away from the start of this one. This is the Division 3 game in Division 3 South. It's Kings 3, Aces 2. Teams are going to be returning to the benches very soon. And we thank you for joining us here at the FBC Centre in Wokingham. If you are available, we do have some flyers available for us. They've produced some match programmes available from the streaming table. If you are able to visit us, come and say hi. Your referees for today are Grace Jacka and Joe Former Wovel. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly.
What have we got on the table today, Petey?
And on the table, I can't actually see who it is. I believe it's Jacqueline Scoins-Cass and
free throw lines.
It's very much like Vicky Thomas.
It does look like Vicky Thomas, and I think somebody else as well, but I can't remember who it is. I think it's Grace. I think. Don't quote me on that. That might be the surname.
I doubt it.
I mean, the ball is either the ball, as long as it's inflated, happy.
Yeah, as long as it bounces.
Okay, we were trying to get a second camera configured to show off the scoreboard. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it to work in time. There's not enough bandwidth for us to use that second camera, but we are hoping to get those resolved. It might come out for the 24-second clocks, which have been configured for the Premier League game. So there may be a second camera feed that you may see later on if you're going to join us for that game. In the meantime, we're going to manually update the scores like we used to do and give you timing updates as we can. So you're joining us here for the Thames Valley Kings third team against the Aces from Aylesbury's second team in Division 3 South. And we want to put a quick shout out to our sponsors here. We've got a great kit supplier with Aweo. You'll notice that the players do have their shirt names on the back. We also want to thank Gazkaz. If you see our leisure wear and if you see the tablecloths that currently adorn the table, they are from Gazkaz promotional wear back in Newbury. We also want to thank our great friend, the Fundamental Coach, for all his hard work that he has provided us. We also want to do special thanks out to Dove's Farm for a donation of a new laptop, which is enabling us today to do live stats for the Premier League game, Berkshire Community Foundation, and the Co-op Local Community Fund. Here we go, the first of 3 games today. It's Kings third team, Aces second team. Let's get ready to rumble. And I'm probably going to own Michael Buffer a bunch of royalties for that. Please don't sue me, Michael. Customary handshakes are being done by both teams here. The Aces second team do look like they've got some young guns, and there's some new fellas here for the Kings as well as some experienced names. You'll see that we have got Peter Rapley, Joseph Humphreys. Joe, of course, the first member of the Thames Valley Kings Hall of Fame, long-term serving member. He's been with us about 13 years now. He's looking to cement some new players in this time. We've also got Wayne Burton here as well. Nice defensive player, always good at picks. And we're going to get it started with Peter Rapley. Doing the tip for Aces 22. If you're just joining us, we're about to get started here. This is the Division 3 game between the Kings third team, Aces second team from Aylesbury. There's the tip. Peter Rapley didn't even respond to the tip. Maybe he was being polite, maybe he just wasn't ready. And he will be punished here. Ball goes up from the number 25. Rebound is collected by Kings. Goes to Joe Humphreys. Working the ball up nicely.
Take a dribble.
Joe Humphreys still with the ball. Clock shot is going to be going down. This is Chris Nash taking the shot, hits the rim, comes down to Wayne Burton, passes it back to Rapley. Rapley up, hits the rim, comes down. Rapley, 2 points. Kings are on the board. The first points of the season belong to Mr. Rapley. Being brought up now by number 27 of the Aces second team. This looks like a very young, inexperienced team here for the Aces, but you know, never underestimate your opponents. It's a long shot for the 25, hits the rim, comes down to number 22. Number 22 out to number 27 again. He's reset this up to number 25. The ball runs loose. It goes to Denise at number 24 for Kings. The ball's being moved up now by Denise, number 24. Kings are setting up. The ball's up. Chris Nash calls for it. And that's going to not drop. It goes down to 22. It's recovered by I think that's Mr. Andy White there, number 15 from the Aces, back to 27 of the Aces now. Moving forward. If you're just joining us, this is the first of 3 games we're playing today. This is the Aces second team against the Kings third. Now ball's at number 27, goes to Andy White at number 15 of Aces. It's a hell ball and it goes to the Kings. Possession arrow is pointing towards the Kings. It is the Kings ball. 8 minutes, 1 left on the clock. No fouls to report so far. Kings 2, Aces 0. And it's inbounded by number 96, Wayne Burton, to Hall of Famer Joseph Humphreys, number 6, as the ball is being set up. Humphreys holding the ball here. Goes to Chris Nash as an out. Goes down to Denise. I don't know if that was a pass or if that was a block. Chris Nash with the rebound. He gets the 2. Kings opening up a small lead here. Aces are on the way back. Ball going to number 27, the ball handler for Aces. Ren, it's absolutely fantastic to be here as Peter Rapley hits the floor and the whistle goes. It's great to be back, isn't it, Ren?
Oh, I'm loving it. I've missed it so much.
As you can see, we've got funky new tablecloths on the table there. As the ball goes into 25 from Aces. Ball goes up high, hits the rim, comes back down. Peter Rapley collects. 7:15 left on the clock if you're interested. Rapley will want to get it over until 8 seconds violation happens. He does. He's wheeling round. Great block there by number 15 from Aces. The ball goes up to the knees, hits the rim, comes back down. Collected by number 20 of the Aces. Back now to Andy White, number 15 of the Aces. Bring the ball up the court. And he's looking for an option here. Ball goes flying up. It's an overhead shot to number 25. Ball goes back to Andy. He's going to want to watch the time here though, with the clocks and the seconds. Could be a screenshot. 3 seconds in, the key call made. Ball goes back to Kings. And it's Wayne Burton bringing the ball up to Joseph Humphreys, first ever member of the Thames Valley Kings Hall of Fame. He's in a very exclusive club right now. Been at the Kings for about 14 years. Rapley and Nash exchange passes, and it's Rapley's first points on the board. The score moves to 6-0. Still to come this afternoon will be, they haven't touched the ball yet, that's a tactic there, rolling the ball up. The shot clock does not begin until the ball is moved. First shot up, it hits the rim and comes down. It's a great shot from 27 though, but it didn't go in. It's back to Joseph Humphreys. Moving forward, I can't see who it is. The referee is in the way. I think it was Dramas with a shot.
And
goes to Nash and goes to 1. So Chris Nash will go to the line. So Chris Nash goes to the line for 2 shots. There is 5:31 left on the clock. Ball goes down. Denise gets the rebound but goes to Chris, who passes it to Rapley. Rapley up and drawn the foul and the points. So Rapley will now go to the 3-point line. We might have to evict the Division 2 coach here.
I'm a Prem player first.
And, oh my god, Peter Rapley scores a free throw. That's a 9-point lead now by the Kings. Ball being brought up by the 27 from Aces, over to the number 22. She's on her own there. It's an inline play. It's 24 with the hold for the foul. Oh, and we've just been informed there was actually 2 points scored earlier by Chris Nash. The score is actually 11-0. I missed that. I didn't think the original ball went in, which would have explained the free throw. But we do now have a timeout from the Aces. So it's an Aces timeout here, and it's 11-0 with 4 minutes 56 left on the clock. Red, positive start here from the Thames Valley Kings 13.
They've set the benchmark for today, haven't they?
They have indeed, as we're in this timeout. Just to let you know, there are some up and coming matches later on. Next weekend we have Exeter Otters away for the Prem team, and then the 6th of the November it's London Titans 3 for the Division 2 team. And finally Aces, the return match for Division 3 on the 23rd and the 10th, and Windsor Monarchs on the 6th of the 11th. So, if you're joining us here in this Division 3 game, it's been a cracker so far if you're a Kings fan, 11-0. Ace is calling the timeout, possibly to regroup. Andy White will inbound the ball to number 25, it's an inline shot, hits the rim, comes down, and it goes to Wayne Barton, who gets it out to Peter Rapley, stopped by number 15 for the Aces, Andy White. It goes back to Wayne Barton, who manages to pick the ball up, crashes into his own player, but that's not going to matter. 3 seconds in the key, his back wheel was in the key, and that's a foul on Chris Nash. Four minutes 37 left on the clock. And we want to thank everybody at the FBC Centre for hosting us. They've also got us streaming in the kitchen in the area. If you scream out loud enough, we might be able to hear you in the hall here. It's number 15 from Aces, shot goes up, rebounded down to 27. 27 hits the rebound again. Rebound collected, 22. I think it's been a foul though. It's 2 shots though against somebody at the Kings. I couldn't catch the number from the referee. And it's number 27. Oh, I tell you what we'll do is we'll also take the timeout symbol off. First one is missed. There you go, it's the second one, and Aces are on the board. Kings lead is now down to 10 points. So the ball goes from Nash to Rapley. Rapley will bring the ball up. Goes to Dramus, and Denise picks her first points up. It's a 12-point lead now with 4 minutes left in this first quarter. Oh, Rapley steals the ball away. Ball goes to Chris Nash from Joe Humphreys. Goes across to Peter Rapley. Ball goes up. Ball goes in. Kings extend their lead now to 14 points. We want to thank everybody for being here at the FBC Centre. It's great to be back after over 500 days without wheelchair basketball action here at the Kings. It's a shot by 25, hits the rim. Goes to Joe Humphreys. And Denise Dramus will bring the ball up for Kings. Chris Nash is in there. Ball goes up. It's an extra 2 from Kings. The lead is now 16. It's a great shot coming up, but it drops down. Nash to Rapley there. Rapley's bringing the ball up. He's taking his time. And he follows in Wayne Barton. The ball goes up, but doesn't go in. Goes down to number 27. Goes out to Andy White, number 15. Myself and Andy both have something in common. We both have won the BWB Volunteer of the Year at the annual awards. I won it back in 2016. Andy, of course, won it in 2019. Shot goes up from Andy, hits the rim, comes down to Wayne Burton, number 96. But Kings, a little bit of a faux pas there. The ball goes loose, but it is Kings' ball. And we've got a substitution being made here as number 20 from Aces goes off and is replaced by number 11. First substitute of the day. And it's Mr. Humphreys streaming the ball to Denise Dramus. Ball goes in, it's a wild pass, but it's blocked. Joe Humphreys is able to get the ball, but he's having a tussle with it. It's a toss ball, and it does go back to the Kings because of the possession arrow. It's inline play.
Chris, white ball.
Chris, it's a white ball. Having to tell your players where to go on the court, even when you're commentating. The ball goes up from Humphreys to Rapley. Rapley, the ball bounces off the rim. And that's an 18-point lead now for the Kings with 1 minute 20 left in the quarter. Andy directing traffic there, number 15 from Aces. Great pass there to number 22 of Aces. And the ball's just not dropping for Aces. You're starting to feel sorry for them there. I thought that would have gone in, but it just hit the rim and bounced out as Kings bring the ball up with Joe Humphreys. As Joe Humphreys is looking for the shot, he gets away, but it dips early. It's Aces ball, 27.8 on the clock. Oh, I have to admit, I haven't missed this at all. But from the nerves perspective, as the ball is brought up from 27, goes over but hits 25, and unfortunately he's off court, so that will be, it's white foul. It's called on white 55 with a push, so it will be Ace's ball. Ball goes 22, ball goes up, hits the rim, comes back down. Denise Dramus with the ball. It's short, but the buzzer goes, and that's the end of the first quarter. Applause from everybody here. It's a great first quarter from the Kings. It's 19-1. Of course, later today we've got Kings 2 against the Cardiff Met Archers in Division 2 South. That's going to be a tough game. We're looking forward to that one. It's a young Kings side, and also probably which you could consider our main event, but we won't call it that. We'll call it our divine right to be there. It's the Premier Division. It's Kings versus the Owls, and that one is coming up at 3:30. Some great work's been going on and off the court for both these teams. As we go back to our action, we're at the end of the first quarter here. It is Kings 19, Aces 1. We've got a couple of minute breaks between the quarters.
Red with us this morning. I want to thank you for being here.
I'm just making sure that the stream is still going. I've had problems with YouTube previously. It's going to be a cracking one. I've had a cold for the last couple of days. Don't worry, I've had a COVID test and everything like that.
Right,
So
drinking this while I'm sat next
kind of.
Right.
Yeah, it seems to be a really nasty cold. I'm already a bit hoarse and I'm already in the first game, so who knows what it's going to be like in a few. We're returning to the action shortly with the second quarter. And for those of you who are interested, the Thames Valley Kings third team, the head coach is Jacqueline Scoins Cass, MBE. We have got a team manager, he's just sorting out his assistant coaching qualification. So we'll call him the team manager today. It's Liam Barker, one of our Prem team players. Wealth of knowledge there. I saw him at a friendly we had between the Div 2 and the Div 3 team a couple of weeks ago, and he was inspirational for this team. He's going to bring a lot of work in there, as will Jacqueline, being able to give out her extensive knowledge of the game. But it is currently 19-1. And it will be Andy White, number 15 of the Aces, bring the ball in for this second quarter.
Now you seem to spend as much time as possible blocking the table with the screen on. But I'd much rather get the game going.
Have to admit, Andy is got a very nice beard going on there, have to admit.
Choice of block then.
And here we go, second quarter. Andy White bring the ball up for the Aces. And it goes to number 25, who's screaming it in. Number 27, the ball goes up. Oh, and it bounces out. It's just one drop for this Aces team. And you really start having to feel for them now. I honestly thought that was going to go in. But it is Chris Nash bringing the ball up for the Thames Valley Kings. And we've got a couple of new players on here for the Kings. We have got young Mr. Henry Davis and George Cavendish, number 15. And Andy and Denise are sharing a lovely little conversation here up court, but it's back to the Kings. Goes back to Chris Nash, who passes it out to Henry Davis, whose game has come on a long way in the last 2 years. But he was off court there, and the ball goes back to Aces. An action-packed second quarter here. Hopefully my voice will hold out for the rest of this game and the next two that are coming. We can only hope. 15 has passed it to 11 from the Aces. Ball goes down. Shot goes up, and it finally drops for the aces. The deficit now is 16 points, 8:43 left on the clock. If you're joining us on the live stream, wherever you are in the world, we thank you as Henry Davis brings the ball up. Kings number 94. And they're passing the ball to Dramus, who collects it. It goes to Chris Nash in the centre there. Shoot, Chris! Chris shoots, drops the ball. It's 21-3. Well, thank you for joining us here at the FBC Centre. It's been a long wait for wheelchair basketball action to return. As Andy White, number 15 of Aces, passes 22, the whistle has gone. And it is 2 shots going to number 22 of the Aces. It's Chris Nash with the foul on him. Both free throws drop. Deficit's now 16. Also, I've just noticed that I believe it's Jamie Bedford who's joined the court. He's number 9 for Kings. New player this season. Really coming along in training. It's good to see him. The ball's being dropped around. It's going to Jamie. Jamie's trying to get his first shot off. The ball rolls off. I believe it is a Kings ball. Comes off an Aces player. It is a white ball, and everybody on the Kings are having a private discussion here. We want an end-line play from the Kings. Score is 21-5. For those of you watching at home, I do apologise. We did try and get a second camera set up for the scoreboard. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it to work. So we're going back to the old manual way of updating the scores. Denise with a shot that misses the rim. It goes down to number 25 of Aces. Number 25 has got the shot off to number 22. Ball drops. As Chris Nash brings the ball up. Here. 6 minutes, 57 left on the clock. Joe Humphreys with the ball. He's looking for an outlet. He finds Chris Nash again. Chris Nash with the shots. And they drop 23-5 now, 6:40 left on the clock. As the ball's being brought up by number 25 of Aces, goes to number 27. Misses the rim, goes down to Dramus, who picks it up. Goes to Henry with a bit of a fast break here, but he's got Andy White on his tail. He's going to want to be careful not to draw the offensive foul there. He gets some backup from Chris Nash. As Henry goes in. Humphreys with the ball goes to Nash. Nash with the shot. It's 2 shots drawing the foul on Chris Nash. I mean, a lot of you will remember Chris Nash from last season. He's lost a lot of weight. He's looking really trim. He's also a bit of a court general. He's ordering the guys around. Hits the rim, come down. He'll have another chance. Hits the rim, comes down, but isn't collected by anybody at the Kings. It's gone to 25 at Aces. I will say this now though, as number 25 brings the ball up for Aces, that there have been no personal fouls in this quarter. And we're already 5 minutes into it. Oh, the pass is off and it's intercepted by the Hall of Famer himself, Mr. Humphreys. And he'll bring the ball back up for the Kings. Just goes to show the depth of this wheelchair basketball club when you've got guys that with as much experience as Nash and Humphreys being able to actually be brought in with some of the younger players to get them up and running. Oh, and the reverse layup is missed by Chris Nash. And he's put out of the game. It's number 25 here. Passing 22. Unfortunately, you hear the cheering here. That's from Humphreys, who did a great interception on that pass. 4:59 left on the clock. We've got a tumble over here. Both Davies and number 25 goes down as Mr. Grant Barker, the Prem team coach, runs onto the court to pick him up. And if we can get him as he comes back over the screen, I'd like to just point out his awesome camouflage pants that he's wearing. Should I say camouflage trousers? He's styling and profiling as Mr. Barker. As Mr. Ball brings the ball, Mr. Humphreys, brings the ball in. And Barton went off court there. Very amateurish mistake from him. As Andy White has picked out Mr. Byrne. Number 25 is bringing the ball up for Aces. Pass comes to nothing there as Kings get the ball back. There's an 18-point deficit here. It's 23-5. As Mr. Humphreys brings the ball up. 4:35 left on the clock. Ball goes up. Mr. Rapley's back on court. I missed that substitution. He gets the two. Chris Nash looks like he's the guy that's coming down. The deficit now is 20 from Aces. A lot of determination being shown by this Aces team. They're not giving up. Their heads haven't dropped. And that's always fantastic to see. And this side is going to grow. It's a long free shot, but it hits the backboard, comes down to number 25. Goes to Andy White. He'll shut up for the screenshots as he goes past. Hits the backboard, comes down, back to 27. Shot goes up. And the foul, I believe, is on number 6. So it will be 2 shots. That's his second personal. Two shots for number 27 here of the Aces. It's the rim, bounces down, and they've had that luck all morning. And the same there, the ball comes down, it's tipping up all over the place, but it's Aces that retrieve it. Number 25. 27 now got the ball, goes to Andy White, number 15. That's number 25. He'll make the shots. Goes over. Was it a pass there? Number 27. Back to Andy White. Andy White with a long two, which drops. The whistle did go, so. No, we have got a shot clock violation. So, little conversation going between Aces here. It's unlucky, and there is a substitute here. As Number 13 is on for number 11 for Aces. Kings have Davies at 94, Rapley 13, Dramus at 24, Humphreys number 6, and Barton number 96 on the court right now. 3:29 left on the court, 20-point game, 25-5, second quarter. As Kings lose the ball, it's Andy White that's picked it up, number 15. The ref runs past the shot here, I don't know if you saw that. Ball, it's a wild ball, but he's unable to pick it up. And it will be Kings ball. It is a timeout being called. I don't know who has called the timeout. Is it a... It's a timeout. I think it might be a Kings timeout. Henry's mum hands over his water bottle. So, positive first half here from the Thames Valley Kings, don't you think, Ren?
They've come out with all guns blazing today. That pent-up frustration of 500 and some odd days, no competition.
Okay, we want to thank you for joining us wherever you may be for this live stream of Thames Valley Kings third team against the Aces second team. And Kings bringing it in after a timeout. Burton passes the ball over to Mr. Humphreys himself. A new player has joined the court. It is Williamson with number 49. Should be working on the side with Dramus. Kings opting to throw some balls around. Kings will want to hurry up here. The shot clock is ticking. Humphreys is looking for an output. Ball goes across, hits the backboard and down. As Aces number 27 brings the ball up. Shot goes up, hits the rim, comes down. It's Dramus with the ball, number 24. Humphreys with the ball here. He's going to be putting a clinic in today for this Division 3 tie. And as you can see, he's working the ball up the field. It goes to Davies. Davies is able to tilt his chair. Impressively, goes to Denise. Denise with the ball up, hits the rim, comes down, goes back to her. More composure on the shot, goes back down to her, but comes down. Third time lucky for Denise Dramus there, as there is an extra 2 points for the Kings. It's 1 minute 50 left. 27-5. As Andy White, number 15 of the Aces, bring the ball up. Takes the shot, but it goes down again on the rim. And unfortunately it's picked up by Humphreys of the Kings. As Paul Dramus is trading the ball here. Oh, and the pass is blocked off. Number 22 from Aces. It's number 27 with the ball now. King putting a bit of pressure on, but they're over the halfway line. Drop the ball. And it's number 25. Number 27 with the shots. And it goes in. And the deficit's now 20, it's 27-7, 34 seconds left on the clock in the end of this first half period. And it's Joe Humphreys with the ball. We might get one, possibly even two ends before half time in this Division 3 South game, the first opening season game in over 500 days. The ball goes in, there's a hand up from somebody at Aces who passes the ball out, and it's now Wayne Burton who will inbound it for Kings. 10.6 on the clock. He's going to be looking for an outlet, and he gets it from Denise, who shots up, hits the rim, comes back down to Wayne Burton, goes to Henry and hits the backboard, and the rim comes down. He's smiling, maybe because he thought that was going to go in. The ball goes in as the half-time buzzer goes. It is Thames Valley Kings with a 20-point lead. And we want to welcome you here at half-time in the first game of today. Later today, we do have some classic games coming up. It's going to be the Thames Valley Kings second team. The Young Guns are going to be on against the Cardiff Met Archers in Division 2 South. And we're also waiting for our first ever Premier League game, the Promised Lands, Thames Valley Kings against the Owls, 3:30 this afternoon, National League, Premier League Division. It's going to be Kings Owls. Don't miss it. Here at the Kings, being a charity or a community incorporated group, we want to thank a few people for their continued support of us, including the Wokingham paper, the Newbury Weekly News, always there printing out our press releases and spreading the word of the great message we do. We do train over 2 locations, one in Thatcham, the other here at the FBC Centre in Wokingham. We also want a big shout out to the Saturday Sport team at Kenner Radio as well. Thank you for your continued support. Over the many years you've seen us grow and go from Division 3 to the Premier League. And we want to thank you for all your support that you've done over the years. We also want to thank Dove Farms, who have given us a very kind donation that has enabled us to buy a new laptop for our statistician to be able to do the live stats for our Prem game. That is coming up later. Berkshire Community Foundation has always supported us, were instrumental in us getting our Queen's Award for Voluntary Services. And also we want to thank the Co-op Local Community Fund for everything they do. And finally, 2 of probably our biggest supporters that we have, Gazkaz Promotional Wear in Newbury that does all our leisure wear. You'll also notice that they've done the tablecloths that we have printed up on our main table there with our scoreboard, as well as Chris, the fundamental coach, who has also been fundamental helping us with our mental health and performance coaching. He does it off his own back, doesn't charge us a penny, and we thank him so much for offering that service absolutely free. Chris will be around at some point today, and we want to thank him personally for his work, and you'll see we've thanked him as well for all the work that you'll see on his chairs later on today. Oh, we're only halfway through the first game here. We've got another 2.5 games to go. It's 27-7 here at half-time. We want to thank everybody for being here, either at the FBC or watching us on the live stream. If you are coming to the FBC Centre, they are live streaming it inside the cafe. So grab yourself a panini, grab yourself a coffee, and come and watch some wheelchair basketball action in 3 huge divisions. The Premier Division, where our first team play, it's going to be Kings of the Owls at 3:30. It's also going to be in Division 2 South, Kings 2, Cardiff Met Archers, and also this game, which is ongoing at half-time, 27-7 to the Kings. It's Kings Aces second team. There, of course, have been some epic matches that we have seen between the Kings and the Aces over the years, including a 1 point win back in Division 2 between the first teams. That was a phenomenal game. Could have gone either way. Both teams really fought it out that day. A few years ago now, I think it was 2018 when that one happened. Our next match is for all four of our teams, in fact, including the juniors. I haven't mentioned the juniors yet. The juniors are in action. Junior League Round 1, which I believe is going to be hosted at the Aces on October 30th. Our other teams, for our adult teams, we've got 3 adult teams. Our first team will be playing the Otters next weekend on the 17th of October. And then we're going to have a triple header again, first weekend of November. It's going to be Guy Fawkes. There's going to be fireworks in the arena here, where the Kings first team will play the London Titans first team. The second team from the Kings will play the Light Titans third team. And the Windsor Monarchs will join us against the Kings third team in the Clash of Berkshire. You're not going to want to miss that. That is on the 6th of November. Don't forget, we're also on socials. Like us on Facebook. Search Thames Valley Kings Wheelchair Basketball Club. On Instagram, that's Thames Valley Kings _WBC. Twitter at Thames Valley Kings WCBB. And also, well, if you're watching us on YouTube, you already know that we've got a new YouTube channel at the Thames Valley Kings Wheelchair Basketball Club. Today's games are going to be streamed there. Hopefully my voice will last. So thank you for joining us here. It's half time, 27-7. We'll be back shortly with the second half. Okay, welcome back everyone. We are very close to getting the second half underway. As we look forward to bringing you this second half of our first of the triple headers. I'm still pinching myself the fact that Thames Valley Kings are in Prem. I remember the very first season we had in Division 3 South many years ago. Division 3 Southwest, in fact. 2015-2016. Kings played 14 matches, 1-0, lost 14. Bottom of Division 3, and to build this team up as we have in the last 5 years has been absolutely phenomenal. It's been a journey and a half, and we really welcome you here to the FBC Centre, Finhadsted, Wokingham, as wherever you are in the world, wherever you are watching this stream, we thank you for being here. This is the first of 3 games to be streamed on our YouTube channel. What we will do is after the stream go off to a new stream for Division 2 and the Prem games. So if you are watching, you may need to exit out to the to the YouTube homepage and then reload the next stream. We look forward to having you join us for both games, as we're going to be starting the third quarter now. And it will be the Hall of Famer himself, Joe Humphreys, bringing the ball game in. Another one with a very nice beard. You know, maybe I should grow a lockdown beard myself. And it's Burton with the ball, number 96. And the ball goes out, and it's Joe Humphreys unfortunately can't pick the ball up. Shot goes up, comes down, hits the rim. Number 25, he's hit the rim a few times today. And it's Joe Humphreys with the ball, number 6 for Thames Valley Kings. Ball goes up, ball goes back down. And Aces are trying to bring the ball up. It's Andy White, number 15 for the Aces. He's got no support, so ball goes. He manages to get it over to number 25. Oh, 3 seconds in the key call on the Aces there. Number 22, I think that was on. And it will be Humphreys bring the ball in to Burton. As Chris Nash gets the ball up. And number 2 from him today, 29-7. This ace is number 25. Wheeling around the Kings like a slivery snake. He needs an outlet. He finds it in Andy White. Number 15 from Aces, over to number 27. Aces got very fluid movement with the passes. Number 22 with a shot. Ball goes up, hits the rebound, hits the base, and it's Williamson who picks the ball up. Number 49. She goes to number 6, and Joe's having a tussle here with number 27. They're going to want to get the ball over. They've got 8 seconds to do so. It goes to Nash. Oh, and Nash, his wheel goes slightly over the halfway line. Judged as a backcourt. 7:43 left in the third quarter.
I've got to make sure it's in the front corner.
Reposition the camera there.
Yeah.
Charlie.
We need a smaller table. As 25 brings the ball up, it's number 13 with the ball. Andy White with a shot, to long two, hits the rim, comes down, goes to Nash, who palms the ball off the ball, or Humphreys rather. Ball goes up, and it ball goes up, it hits a rebound, it goes to number 96. It's going to be an inline play for the Thames Valley Kings. Nash and Rapley go in for the substitution with Williams and Cavendish coming on. There's a lot of depth in this squad and a lot of substitutes being made. A lot of fresh faces, a lot of new ideas coming into this Thames Valley Kings third team. These guys train at the Kennett Centre in Thatcham alongside the juniors, the younger juniors. And Joe gets the fist out of the ball, but it will be a Aces ball. 6:44 left on the clock in the third quarter here. And we want to thank you for joining us at the FPC Centre in Finchampstead in Wokingham. 25-22 now. Shot goes up, hits the backboard, comes down to Nash at 55. Chris Nash is looking fantastic. He's really got a new fitness regime going on here. He's lost a ton of weight. He's looking fantastic. Nash to ball with the ball up, hits the rim, comes down, the ball is loose, it goes back to Humphreys. Bounces down to Chris Nash, who tidies up. Now some of you will notice that Joseph Humphreys does have the name Ball on the back of his shirt, and I've confused his name a couple of times. That's because his father's surname was Ball. He has changed his name back to Humphreys by default. So that's why there's a bit of discrepancy there as number 22 brings the ball up for Aces. Ball shot goes up. Oh, it bounces out the rim. It just hasn't been Aces' day today. There's number 13. Peter Rapley has the ball. Cavendish is looking for space. She has found it. She wants to be careful though. She wants to get out of the paint. She doesn't want a 48-second violation. So it's Rapley to Burton to Nash, and he's been called on 3 seconds. Rapley, the team captain, is shouting everybody to get back. There's no point arguing with the official. For Aces, 22, shot goes up, hits the rim, comes back down. Story of the day here for Aces, unfortunately. Just the ball just hasn't gone the way they want it to go as Rapley brings the ball up court to Humphreys. Humphreys stops his chair, tries to do a fancy pass, and it gets blocked by the Aces. It's a 24-point ball game here. Kings 13-31 and Aces 7. And we've got a timeout call here. We definitely know who it is this time. I like in the first half. We have an Aces timeout.
Is Pat chief ball cleaner today?
I believe Pat is actually the COVID officer delegated to the venue today. So if he's mishandling his balls, so to speak, then that is probably why.
They do come back on court very shiny.
Yeah, Patrick O'Donovan, obviously he is our head coach for our Kings second team, and he is the assistant coach for the first team. So if there's anybody who knows anything about basketball, it's got to be Pat, especially cleaning them. Now, Pat, if you're watching this back, I do apologise, but you know we had to crack a quick joke there. We love you, really, Pat. .4:24 left in this third quarter of this first of the triple header that we have. And Aces have just had a timeout. No, we laugh about this COVID and cleaning balls, but it's been about a year since we were able to return to play before the third lockdown, in fact, where we actually had to pause for an extra 3 months. That was about a year ago, so it shows how long things have changed in this post-COVID era. As number 14 passes the ball to number 25 at Aces. The ball goes up, hits the back rim, goes to Nash, and it gets picked out by the Aces. The 25 intercepting the pass to Andy White. Oh! But the Kings return the favour and intercept their ball with Peter Rapley. They're trying to keep it off the court. It's going to be a great pass as George Cavendish has the ball now. Great pass to Mr. Nash, number 55 here. And the ball gets stuck on the rim! A great shot, but it gets stuck on the rim. And it will be considered a drop ball. In that position, the table official is holding up the possession arrow. It's still going to be a Kings ball. Yay! The ball gets dropped down. Now, I have to admit, I am loving Liam Barker's trainers today. I don't know. Can we get some advice here? Do you reckon they're Kings Green? Are they Kings Green? Do you reckon his trainers?
One of my guys put it up. He said, "You know, one of those to show off, get up and knock it out."
Okay, 3 minutes 9 on the clock. It's going to be Wayne Barton to inbound it to Peter Rapley. Rapley across to Chris Nash, who does the reverse layup. Beautiful. As Aces number 14 brings the ball up, he's going to try a long three, hits the rim and comes down, and it's 27 retrieves it and manages to draw out it's a foul on Denise for 24, and it's going to be 2 shots to 27. The rim comes down. And the ball goes down. It's 3-8. Peter Rapley brings the ball up right in front of my table here. The ball is loose. It's a bad pass, but gets intercepted. It's number 14 and the Aces bring the ball up. The pace is picking up in the last couple of minutes. They missed the pass, but luckily Andy White's there, number 15, cool as a cucumber. He's going to he's going to pass it to 14. Oh, it's a foul there. I think that was drawn at number 13. It's going to be an inline ball. Ball goes up. That's it's a push there from Wayne Burton for the foul, and that goes to, and I believe that's his second personal. Hits the rim, comes down. Rebound comes down, the ball is loose, goes back to number 25. Hits the rim, comes back down, 27, try again, he didn't hit the rim there, and it goes to Nash, number 55. And Humphreys just sitting there in the right position for the pass as he moves the ball up. Rapley goes past like a freight train to the ball, and it goes back to Nash from Rapley, and Nash gets the two. And the Kings extend their lead, 1:38 left on the clock. It's number 14 from the Aces brings the ball up. Shot goes wide, but it's picked up by number 13 by Rapley. The ball goes to Joe Humphreys. Over to Denise Dramus, back to Nash. Oh, loose ball picked up again by Nash. Goes to Mr. Humphreys, to Dramus. Dramus is trying to take the shot, but she is surrounded and picked out by the Aces players.
Forgetting we've lost that. They did
Goes off, Henry's on.
That was a foul on Dramus. As the ball is being rolled in by the Aces there, 50 seconds left in this quarter. Shot comes up from number 14, hits the rim, comes down, and it goes to Dramus. She's being picked out now by number 25, she needs support. The ball goes to Rapley over the halfway line. Oh, and she's picked the ball up for number 14. There's a scramble for it, but Rapley picks it up. Ball goes over, goes to Henry, who gets picked out by number 27 from the Aces. Oh. No basket there. It's a 13 white foul. It's going to be an end line play. first one. This is the second, but it did not come off the backboard, did not come off the rim. That's why he couldn't carry on. With free throws, it has to hit the rim for it to be considered a valid rebound. That one hit the backboard, not the rim. So that's why it's going to be King's ball. As they're picking out Peter Rapley here. They're going to want to get the ball over. As it goes to Denise, it's a great pass. Goes to Nash, but he's got nobody there to support him, and he's also, and the ball goes up at the buzzer. A George Brown from out of town, but unfortunately he doesn't go in. So Kings going into the fourth now, 35-8. We'll be back in a second with the rest of the action from this fourth quarter. This is the crazy thing, some up-and-coming games for you to make you aware of after today. In the Premier League, Exeter Otters, 17th of October. London Titans, 6th of November. In Division 2 South, London Titans 3 on the 6th of November. Home here at the FBC Centre. And Division 3 South for the third team, Aces, the return match, 23rd of the 10th. And as part of the triple header, we're going to have the Windsor Monarchs here on November the 6th. So we're going to bring you back now to the action as the fourth quarter is about to get underway here at the FBC Centre. So coming up later today, 1:30, it's the National League Division 2 South game, Kings 2 versus Cardiff Met Archers. Fun fact for you, Kings' very first game in the National League Division 3 was against this Cardiff team back in 2015. It seems only fitting that the second team of young guns that we have here at Kings have their first test in Division 2 against them. Both teams will definitely be looking for the win in that one. And at 3:30, Kings in the Premier League. Just those words alone mean so much. And to add to the grandeur, Kings are facing a club who have never had a game against at the National League level as they play host to the Owls. Are you ready for the big time? Kings Owls coming at 3:30 today. Just a friendly reminder that at the end of this game we will be stopping this stream and moving on to a second stream, so if you are part of this triple header experience, make sure you go back to YouTube and select the second stream. And it's going to be Aces that's going to be kicking off this fourth quarter. This all important fourth quarter. Jamie Benford is coming on here. Match. Chris Nash is barking orders to the team. The court general, so to speak. Lots of experience. Here we go. Fourth quarter is underway here. 35-8 to the Kings. Aces with the ball. It's Andy White, number 15. It's a long two. Number 14 here. Ball goes up. Oh, and it bounces out. That's the story of the day here for the Aces. The ball is going to be brought in. Davis, number 94, coming along. It's passing it to Jamie. Jamie with his first shot. Oh, he hits the rim and comes down. Nash steals the rebound. His bounces off. We all remember this young man. Davis, who had the ball. We all remember last season when he got his first basket. It'll be a huge one for Jamie if he manages to get his today. 8 minutes 50 left. Ball goes in, and Aces are in double figures now. 35-10. 8 minutes 39 left to go in this match. Nash ball goes along. Davies. Oh, the roar of the crowd here. Davies gets his first points of the National League season. There'll be more for him surely coming soon. He's also wearing new kit, number 94. He used to be number 4, now he's got the 9 in front of it. Number 15, ball goes up, misses the basket, out of play, it's King's ball. So after this one, it's going to be Cardiff Met Archers, Kings 2 in Division 2 South. It's a timeout being called by the Aces. Wherever you are, we want to thank you for joining us in this Division 3 South game between the Kings 3rd team, Aces 2nd team. There's 8 minutes 12 left in this final quarter of the game. It looks like they're enjoying their basketball today. It's Kings 3rd team. Lots of smiles from their bench. And that is a huge jump there from Mr. Davies. A young player that's coming on leaps and bounds the last couple of years. Want a quick shout out as well to our resident shutterbud, the delightfully brilliant Faith Barker. Always here taking pictures. Make sure you buy your copy of the Newbury Weekly News and the Wokingham paper to make sure that you get, I'm sure some of her work will be in that paper today, as Nash passes it to Davies, who couldn't quite get the ball there. As I really should update the graphics on the screen. I apologise for leaving the timeout there. Obviously we're back. It's 8 minutes and 2 left in this 4th quarter. A long way to go for the rest of today. 2 matches still to come. Met Archers, Kings 2 in Division 2 South, and the Premier League match between Kings and the Owls. Andy White passing the ball to number 20 there, doesn't quite hit the rim. As Nash gets it up to Drummers in Aces territory. And Nash, he's woo-wooing the crowd. And he's woo-wooing because he's just got a great basket there. So we've had comments from the crowd here that Nash had his Weetabix for breakfast. I think he's more of a shredded wheat guy. If you're in the chat, do you think Nash is a shredded wheat or a Weetabix guy? You tell us. As the ball bounces down from 22. unfortunately. And it's Davies with the ball now. He's got to get it over the bar though. He's only got 8 seconds. As Nash goes off court, it's going to be Ace's ball. 6:41 left on the timer. To Andy White, number 15 from Aces, hits the rim, comes down to number 20. Passes the ball up, doesn't hit the rim, but it goes to Nash, who, it's a red ball. Nash couldn't quite retrieve that rebound. .6:22 left. It's a 29 point game here. 39-10 between the Kings third team, Aces second. Ball goes loose, and it's a red ball. Nothing came there. As Andy White brings the ball up for the Aces here, number 15. Everybody driving in. Number 22. She's going to take the screenshots. And the 3-second violation. There's going to be subs here as Nash goes off for Mr. Humphreys, I believe. No, is it going to be Nash or is it going to be... No, it's actually Wayne Burton going off for Humphreys. My mistake there. Jimmy Bedford, one of the new members of the Thames Valley Kings, inbounds the balls to Joe Humphreys. Ball goes from Humphreys across to Denise. And the ball goes loose thanks to Nash just nudging it. Oh, and Nash actually came off court. .39-10 here, 5:27 left on the clock. As Andy White rolls the ball in to number 15. Sorry, number 25. The clock is going to restart it at 5:24 left. And a travelling call made on number 25 there. It's going to King's ball. There we go. Bedford gets the ball in to Humphreys. Deep in the fourth quarter now, only 5 minutes, 11 seconds left. What can Kings do here to extend their lead? Ball goes into Dramas. It's a perfect pass from Hall of Famer Joe Humphreys. Ball goes up, doesn't hit the rim, comes down to Andy White, number 15. Denise is on him like a hawk, goes to number 24. What they want to do is they want to get the ball up though, they don't want to have that 8-second violation. Number 20 with the ball. The ball comes back to Kings, it's Henry's with the ball with a bit of a fast break there. Oh, contact with the chair but no foul called. Humphreys is... Henry is displaying his option. It goes to Nash. Nash, to Jamie. Jamie's dropped the ball, and it's now Aces with a fast break. 25. And he just cannot get that ball in today. Those balls dropped Ball goes up, goes over number 15, Andy White. And Humphreys, he's looking for the foul. So if you're just joining us here, it is 39-10 with 3 minutes 57 left. Kings with the ball, 29-point lead. It's been a pretty fast-paced action game here in this second half. It's still going the same way. It's going to be an inline ball. Go. Here we go. It's Humphreys to Davies. Davies can't get the shot up. Goes down to Andy White, number 15 of the Aces. He's assessing the situation. He's bringing the court out of the ball as Kings race back to defence. Andy with a pass, number 22. She's going to turn around and take the shot. And she does, but it doesn't bounce in. It goes off the rim and is to number 94, Mr. Davies. 24 to Dramas, the ball. Kings will want to get this over. Some pressure. It's a long ball, but it's picked out by number 20 and number 22 of Aces. Goes to 25 of Aces now. Ball goes up. Hits the back, ball comes down. 25 picks it up to 22. She powers the ball up for a throw, but it goes back down to Joe Humphreys after hitting the rim. And Humphreys, that was a poor pass. It's been picked out by number 22. Who picks out number 20, but unfortunately it's Nash with the ball off. Dramas tries to hook it along, but Andy White's having none of that. The number 15 of the Aces picking the ball up again. Ball goes in to number 22. And it's holding pass on 55, Chris Nash. And it's a timeout called by the Kings. It's one of those timeouts that you can actually hear all the way from the other side of the hall. So I guess Jacqueline Scoins-Cass has got a lot to say here. And it's a timeout for the Kings. 29-point game here. 2:23 left on the clock. Red, how do you find the pace of this fourth quarter? I mean, it's been pretty end-to-end stuff.
It is, and Aces, they just keep banging away there. They're not letting their heads drop. They're keeping in it. They've made the Kings work, certainly in this last quarter.
As I've said previously, there have been some epic battles between teams from the Aces and the Kings, right the way from the first team down to the Junior League teams. It's always a pleasure to be able to host the Aces, a lovely friendly club, and we wish them all the best for the rest of their season. They've got some great young talent here that will be coming on in the next few seasons, no doubt, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye on them. As we go back to the fourth quarter here, it's going to be 2:23 on the clock, 39-10. And Rapley, the Kings Division 3 captain, shouting at them to get back into defence. No, they don't want to give away any inches because Aces will take a mile. It's a shot, it hits the rim, comes down. Dramas has got the ball. As the ball bounces out, but it's still going to be King's ball. Hopefully Denise's finger's all right after that. Oh, the ball is taken off her hands again, and Denise is just laughing here. Second time that's happened in the space of about 30 seconds. 2:08 on the clock. And it'll be Cavendish bringing it in for the Thames Valley Kings. Bit of a press being applied here as they manage to get the ball back. Ball goes up. Shot goes up again, hits the rim, comes back down to the same player who gets it in. And Aces add to their tally. Ball goes over the player. They've got a high player, Chris Nash there, taking the ball. Denise picks the ball out, lots of hands flowing around. Aces applying the pressure to the Kings here. A bit of a ram there from Mr. Humphreys. .142 left. And here we go then. 27, ball goes in. 20, number 22 with the shot. And goes to Nash, who gets the ball up. Humphreys. Oh, ball goes flying over Nash. As Humphreys goes over, it's going to be a King's ball. 1 minute 10.
Great reaction time here. Got big arms.
It's the funky trouser wearing man himself who's going to be picking the ball up. Available at all good stores, those trousers. Exclusively worn by our head coach of our first team. Long shot there, but it doesn't go anywhere near the rim, and it's picked up by Nash. And it's a long pass, and it's now picked up by. Ball hits the rim, comes down to the Aces player, and Aces pick up an extra 2. It's a long pass, the ball gets thrown and deflected off the player. Both players are being marked here. And the ball goes in. Goes to Dramus. Aces applying a bit of pressure here. And it's a travelling call. Oh. The thing is, the referee has to handle the ball before an inbound. Got picked up on that. Everybody back. 4 Kings, 39-14 is the score. Aces certainly fighting here in this fourth quarter. Ball's recovered by Nash. Nash out to Jamie. Ball goes to Nash. Gets the ball out for Humphreys, who's all by his lonesome. Fancy pants shot, but doesn't go in. Dramus is fighting for the ball still. There's only 12 seconds left on the clock. Aces are going to want to get the shot off if they can in that time. 5 seconds left, 4 seconds left, 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. He's on the floor, the buzzer goes, full time here. Thames Valley Kings, 30, pick up the win. Congratulations to both teams in this fantastic Division 3 South matchup. And the final score here, Thames Valley Kings 3, 39. Aces 14. Handshakes for everybody here. As I said earlier, it's always great to be able to host the Aces team, a very friendly team based in Aylesbury. We've had some battles in all of our leagues now and all of our divisions, all the way from the first teams, the juniors, now the second and third teams have faced each other, and there's always a friendly atmosphere, always a friendly and competitive atmosphere, may I add. And we wish them a safe trip home. And if you're watching the stream, thank you very much. We will see you shortly on our second stream, which will be for our Division 2 match, which is King's second team against the Cardiff Met Archers in Division 2, South. On behalf of my illustrious cameraman, Mr. Wren, and myself, Petey Scoins, signing off on this stream. We'll catch you on the flip side shortly. Don't go away. If you're on YouTube, go back, select the next stream, which will be starting up very shortly. But for everybody from the Division 3 team, thank you very much.